well, tonight that really got me was like Gangstar's Who's Gonna Take the Weight?
Yeah, yeah,
Yo, that yo, I can you want me to go to begin?
yeah.
Like,
Just go ahead and
dude, yo,
like tell me the story that's associated that you have associated with it.
okay. Like as a kid, like I grew up watching like UNTV raps.
Yeah,
And then like when I would get home from school, it would be like it wouldn't be the Fab Five Freddy UNTV raps, it'd be one with Ed Lover and Dr. Dre.
yeah,
So, I would watch that. Like, all the older cats at school be talking about music, we're talking about songs, some stuff I knew about. But then like a lot of tapes and everything, I would just go ahead and buy, like, just like because I thought I seen a video on ULT Raps or I thought the cover might look good. So I remember one of the first albums I had was like No More Mr. Nice Guy by Gangstarr. And I used
yeah,
to try to like back then I used to try to scratch. So I used to try to do the scratches from DJ Premier's and Deep Concentration.
yeah,
So I really liked that album. And like not too many people I knew had that album. So I always knew like I like this Gangstarr group is dope. So then like next thing I know, Step Into the Arena came out. And dope, like it was a dope album, but I didn't have it yet. But I remember certain times, like on Yo and TV Raps, they were like, Dr. Dre would be behind the turntables, and certain songs would like spin, like certain instrumentals,
yeah,
and they had the instrumental for Who's Going to Take the Weight, and I was just like glued, like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is that? Because this is like before, then they had it before the album came out because I think the first single of that album was Just to Get a Rep.
yeah,
So yeah, they had the instrumental and they would just play it all the time while they was talking. And I used to be like in my mind, like, shut up. So I can hear what this is. Like, what is this? And how can I find this? And what are they playing? And so when I found out like what it was through the video. So when I saw the video, I was just like, I remember I was sitting on a couch. I had like I had some little Debbie's, I had a little Debbie fudge round. And
yeah,
yo, I saw that joint and I just dropped it like on the table. And I ain't never did nothing like that before because like now I hear this beat and to see Guru rhyming, and they had on all the military stuff
yeah,
and like the fatigues and everything. Like that's the Timbs. That's when everything was like really, it was really vivid like that. But what really flipped me out was to see DJ Premier with the turntables. He had both turntables like on, like he had both his turntables. They was on the left, and then he had the mix on the right. And I was
yeah,
like, oh, what? And I was like, what is this? This is like you don't see shit like that. And I was just like, yo. And it was something about that beat is like a sophisticated, to me, it's like a sophisticated version of the Bomb Squad because
yeah,
I was a huge coming up. Like my first tape I ever bought was It Takes a Nation of a Million to Hold Us Back.
yeah,
So I was like really heavily, like even with my beats today, they're really like unorthodox because
yeah,
I'm a student of like the Bomb Squad and like Said G and
yeah,
people like that. Said G, who else can I say? Paul C, what I'm saying? Rest in peace. Like people like that. Like I was a real young cat, but I was like listening to like this real technical stuff.
yeah,
So to hear that beat and hear how he just flipped that and with the like it was like bringing you to like the edge of like chaos or like panic. It was just bananas. So to hear that beat and to hear the cuts, like you can't handle the whole weight. Like hearing that, the
yeah,
scratches, like it was if I listened to it before we even came on, and like I
yeah,
listened to it again, and you hear how precise like DJ Premier's cuts are,
yeah,
yo, yeah, it will drive. It's insane. And another thing about that song is like when he said like Guru's like I was raised like a Muslim, prayed to the east and stuff. I was like, wow, that's when I think like around that time, like me and my friends was kind of getting into like Afrocentricity,
Yeah.
like and just hearing that line. That's like when we started like to stray away from our like what our parents were believing. Our parents was like, yo, go to church and this and that. And
Yeah.
then he was like, I'm down with the nation. And I was like, what does he mean? He's down with the nation of Islam. And then like older cats in my neighborhood, like a homeboy Tariq was like, nah, he talking about the nation of gods and earths. So next thing I know, all me and my friends, we went to a parliament and we went to like we all went and got our student enrollment.
Mhm.
It was just like it was just from that song just struck me like to like the core, even to hearing it today. It's like, man, it was like it's a major like factor in my life. Um, I remember seeing DJ Premier at the Kennedy Center, like here in DC, and actually being able to take my kids to go
Yeah.
see that. And he was DJing and he did the cuts live.
Yeah.
And my kids like hip hop heads too. Like my daughter at the time was like what, 6, and
Yeah.
my son was like what, 10 or 11, whatever.
Yeah.
And like they was seeing that and like they was like doing a little imitation cuts with their hands. So I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is bananas. And like, like for them to be able to see it and like share like that moment with me,
Yeah.
because I was like, because it's like it was like a moment when I was a kid and they get to see like how amped I was. It was like it was bananas, man. It's bananas. That's the song, man. You can't tell me nothing about that at
Man,
all.
that was like a beautiful like album. Like I mean, honestly, I still remember like I think that was actually like my first like real like Gangstar album. Like I mean, I heard but like you were saying, like around that time.